Detective Anderson, we talked about a lot of things. Now I want to turn your attention to January 3rd, 2019. You said you traveled to Ohio. Did you get there early morning hours of 2014?
We landed late night on the 3rd, and I arrived at the Lakewood Police Department early morning hours of the next day, yes.
Okay. Once you arrived, is that pretty much your first priority was to go and make contact with the defendant?
Yes.
And we've been talking about Shelby Nealy a whole bunch here. Do you see him here in the courtroom?
I do.
Could you please point him out and identify something he's wearing?
Gentleman on the far right with a sweater with his hands crossed up by his mouth.
And Judge, may the record reflect the witnesses indicated the defendant?
The record shall so reflect.
And we've been referring to him in a bunch of surveillance videos, and we'll continue to refer to him in videos, but does he look a little bit different today than he did back when you met him on January 4th?
He does.
2019?
Yes.
Okay. So January 4th, early morning hours, was it your intent to try and make contact with the defendant?
Yes.
Now, you made some reference before to having some training and experience doing interviews. What sort of training do you have in interview techniques?
The investigative interview class I took in 2006. I also have multiple certifications for forensic interviewing, mainly with children, but it also applies to adults.
And what is the value of having some training in interviewing techniques?
Basically, they show you different skill sets, different ways to approach different people. I personally try to find some kind of common ground between the person I'm talking to, something that we have in common or something that makes us relatable to each other, that they feel like they can talk to me and they want to open up, and I try to almost make it feel like we're buddies.
Okay. And were you trying to get as much information, just general stuff about the defendant as you could from officers with the Lakewood Police Department that dealt with him, or any other source that you could as you were traveling and as you got to the Lakewood Police Department?
Yes.
And based on all that, did you and Detective Scarpati discuss strategy in interviewing this defendant?
Oh, we did.
And what was kind of your strategy going in?
We talked on the plane ride extensively on the way there, and the decision was made that I would interview him.
Okay. And you feel like you interviewing him one-on-one would potentially produce better results?
We both agreed, yes, that it would.
Okay. So sitting down with the defendant, did he agree to talk to you?
He did.
And did you provide him with his Miranda warnings?
I did.
And did you do that in the form of a printed sheet of paper?
I did.
And Judge, approaching the witness of what's been marked as State's Exhibit 2 under 71. You recognize that?
I do.
And is that a copy of the Miranda warnings that you showed to this defendant back on January 4th, 2019?
It is.
And did he initial different places or sign it?
He did. He initialed in 2 places, and then he signed full signature in cursive with the date underneath it.
And you wanted to make sure that he knew that what his rights were and that he could talk to you if he wanted to, but he didn't have to?
Correct.
Judge, at this time, say like to move State's 271 into evidence.
Any objection? All right, it's admitted.
So over the course of interviewing this defendant, were you nice to him?
Yes.
Were you friendly?
Yes.
Were you doing different things relating to him, minimizing certain things in order to get better responses or potentially better responses?
Absolutely. So when talking to the person, the first thing I knew we had in common before I even got there was we both drank Bang energy drinks. So I actually stopped at several stores on the way to the interview to an attempt to purchase Bang energy drinks, because I wanted to walk in and show him that Bang energy drink, and he'd have, hey, we've got common ground, we both like Bang energy drinks. Something small, but it gets your foot in the door, and then throughout that you can build a rapport, start talking conversation, and basically work your way from there, and just building rapport with the person.
Had you been able to find Bang energy drinks before you got there?
No, I could not.
Okay. Did you find a substitute?
Yeah, I had to settle for Red Bull.
Okay. And additionally, are there a bunch of things that you sympathize with him about, or talk to him about over the course of this interview and a subsequent interview That was all for purpose of trying to relate to him and trying to get him to make statements to you?
Correct. Your main goal is to keep that person talking, and usually the more serious the crime, the harder it is for that person to convey to you what they've done, because they don't want you to look at them a certain way. And if you show like a certain level of understanding or agreement with what they're saying, they're more apt to keep talking to you and tell you what has occurred.
Okay. And the interview, let's talk, the first interview you did with the defendant, was it audio and videotaped?
It was.
And can you give us a general idea of what he said?
Started off, I wanted to start with his childhood, and we started at his childhood, and pretty much right out of the gate, he said, we all know why you're here for what I did.
Okay. And did he confess to killing Jamie Ivancic?
He did.
Did he also confess to killing Richard Ivancic, Laura Ivancic, and Nicholas Ivancic?
He did.
And did he, over the course of the interview, give you details about where and how he did that?
Yes, he did.
And would you be able to describe for us, using State's Exhibit 16, kind of where he described those things happen?
Yes, sir.
And Judge, may the witness step down?
You may step down.
If you could, just briefly acquaint us with the layout again.
So this is the carport. This would be where Nicholas's blue van, was one that was owned by Richard, was located. This is the outdoor patio area. This was a shed. Walk up 3 or 4 steps. This is like an outdoor floor room. These are where the sliding glass doors were. You make entry into the home. This is the area where the tan leather couch was with the blood staining on it. Continue this way. This is the kitchen. And when you come down, this would be the first room where the tarp was laid out with the rope that kind of went out into here. This is the living room where the love seat that was highlighted earlier with the children sitting on it. This is where the dark brown leather sofa with the paint drop was. It's against this wall. The front door is approximately right here. You can see the steps. Go down the hall. First one on the left is the laundry room. Second door would be the bathroom. First door on the right would be the bedroom we refer to as the no-body room. That's where the kids and him were staying. The second room to the right would be the room where Nicholas Ivancic was found. And then the last room would be the master bedroom. Just inside that doorway, Richard was found approximately here with his head facing the door on his back. Coming into the master bathroom is where Laura was found, approximately right there. And then the street would be right here.
Okay. And can you describe for the jury how he laid out where he claimed that he killed these different people?
So during the interview, Shelby advises that everyone is gone from the house. Nick is at work, and Laura is out shopping. So he's at home with Rich, and he knows that's when he can get Rich. So Rich is somewhere in this area in the kitchen. He comes up and kills him in the kitchen.
Okay. Can you describe how he did it?
Yes, he hits him with a hammer numerous times. He falls to the ground. He then thinks it's over with, but then he either hears breathing or gurgling. So he goes back over and attacks Mr. Ivancic again until he knows he's deceased.
Okay. Then what did he describe he did until Laura returned?
So Mr. Ivancic is here on the floor, and he waits for Mrs. Ivancic to come home from shopping. He advises that she comes in through the front door, which would be here. She walks in, and as she's approaching the kitchen side entry, so she hadn't seen her husband. Obviously, she hadn't seen her husband dead, and no reaction. When she gets almost to the doorway, he comes up behind her, hits her in the head, and attacks her, killing her, and she falls somewhere in this vicinity of that room with the tarp. And I believe he said it was stabbed because she was carrying a cup of coffee.
Okay. And Nicholas Ivancic, how would you describe what happened with Nicholas Ivancic?
So Nick is still at work, so in the interim, he takes Laura and puts her into an area rug. He then drags her from this area down the hallway, through the master bedroom and into the master bathroom, leaves her on a rug, then goes back out, puts Richard on another area rug, drags him. He doesn't say which way he goes. I'm presuming this way because it's the path of least resistance. Goes down, back down the hallway, puts him in the bedroom, closes the doors. He then proceeds to do mopping and cleaning before Nicholas gets home. Nicholas arrives home sometime later that evening. He advised that they hang out, they smoke together, and they ate, and they watch The Grinch. And at some point in time, Nicholas falls asleep, and Shelby advised he tiptoed over to Nicholas after retrieving the hammer and proceeded to bash him in the skull until he killed him.
Okay. And did you tell me anything about moving the furniture around and what couch Nick supposed to have been on?
Nick would have been on the tan cloth couch when he was killed. After he killed Nick, he drug him into Nick's bedroom, and he put the tarp over him, and then closed the door. This couch was then moved over to this opening. I think you described how I described to you in the beginning how the couch seemed out of place because it was blocking the doorway. So he had taken the bloodstained couch and moved it into that room, blocking the door, and then he took the curio cabinet and put it there, and then moved the brown dark leather couch. It's unknown where it was located, but my guess during the absence of furniture being in this room, that it may have been in that empty room where there was no furniture, was then moved over against the wall.
Okay. So, I think you're good with this. So you can resume your seat.
Then I get another place, and I'm working and everything. I'm still trying to shake off in Jamie's family for the most part, and it's just.
Are they pestering you? Like, where is she? We haven't seen her.
No, it's not even that.
You're still doing the texting like you're her.
Yeah.
But did she have her own phone and you had your own phone, or did you guys only have one phone that you shared?
We only have one.
Okay. Because I was thinking to myself, like, you had to keep paying the bill to complain like you were her.
Yeah,
Okay, so you shared a phone and you just pretended to be her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't really call it sharing a phone. It was mostly hers, but yeah, that's how that happened.
Okay. So Granny says you need to go.
Yeah, I get my own place, and then I have my own place for like another 3 months, so we're getting towards the end of the year, and unfortunately now I'm seeing something has to be done because I don't want to get caught, and I basically go down to Florida. I do that.
Let's back up because
Yeah.
we need to be more specific as possible. You're doing awesome. Okay. At what point in time, what month, was it like a spur of the moment thing? I'm going to Florida, or were you like devising a plan? Like, I need to go to Florida.
It was more of a spur on the moment thing, like.
So what day of? I'm assuming it's December.
Well,
correct?
it actually worked like this because I was going to lose my place too because I kind of hold my job because I was running into the whole babysitting
Childcare again.
And so I think I just got into a mode of panic, to be honest with you, because that was the first real time that I didn't know how I was going to keep it and everything.
Right. So what at that point in time, what kind of?
And also on top of it, I had told her that we were coming down there to vacation to like kind of hold her off and everything. And now that's
And
not.
you say her, you say me and Laura.
Yes.
So you call. Did you speak to her, or was it a text message?
Text message.
So through text message, you tell Laura in Florida, hey,
Yes.
did you imply that Jamie was coming, or did you say
Yes.
me and the kids?
I implied that Jamie was coming.
Okay. So I'm sure she was excited, right?
Yes.
Okay. And when was that about? Do you remember the date that you initiated the contact and saying you're coming to Florida?
I want to say August.
Oh, way back in August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now, granted, I had no intention of going down there.
Right.
hold her off, and then I was going to be like, we're busy with work, this and that. And unfortunately, I lost my place by the time that time period came up. And I don't know. I was afraid I was going to get caught. You know, it was coming up on a year that she was dead and everything. I just wanted to, this is going to sound retarded, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to make sure my kids were okay, you know?
So were you worried that they were going to try to take them from you?
I was worried that they were going to try to take them from me. I was worried that, honestly, no offense to them, they were great people, and I did care about them and love them greatly. I did. I actually got along with her more than my own mother,
Right.
which is sad. You know, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do any of it. But they just don't know how to raise kids, man. Like, flat out.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. So you initiate conversation with Laura, August. When do you leave Texas and drive to Florida? What date?
I can tell you it's in the beginning of December. As far as the exact datage, I would have to go through my phone to be able to tell you that.
Okay. Like, in relation to Christmas, how many weeks prior to Christmas
Oh,
do you think that you got to Florida?
It was definitely like beginning of December.
Beginning of December, you drive from Texas to Florida.
Mhm.
What are you driving?
Her old car that I had.
Jamie's old car?
Yes.
Is it a Hyundai?
Yes.
Do you remember what color?
Silver.
Silver Hyundai Elantra?
Yes.
And what, does that Texas tags, Florida tags?
Florida tax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's that car at now?
It's actually parked at the Meadows.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, is it by the clubhouse?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a silver Hyundai Elantra, four-door, do you remember the year?
In 2010.
2010 silver Hyundai Elantra with Florida tags parked at the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're not sure the exact date in December?
Yeah.
Beginning to mid-December?
No, it was beginning.
Beginning in December, you pack up the kids,
Mm-hmm.
pack up, I'm assuming, the stuff you're taking with you because you're leaving everything else behind, right? You drive to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Does she know you're coming, or you just kind of show up?
No, she knows I'm coming.
She knows you're coming.
However, she thinks that Jamie is staying behind due to work issues and everything.
Okay, okay. So you arrive.
Mm-hmm.
How's it go?
It goes great at first. You know, I kept putting off who that woman was at the end of the day. You know, she just had a side of her that she couldn't control. And if you're wondering if I hate myself every day for these horrendous acts I committed, it's obvious I do hate myself. I mean, if I didn't hate myself, I would be sitting here trying to lie to you to get myself out of this situation,
Well,
like I would with any other situation. But
like we discussed before, I mean, you just made some horrible choices. You know, I mean, in your mind, I think you built it up to where those are the only choices you could make. That doesn't make you a monster. You know, a monster is when you do something, like if you just snuck into their house, killed them for absolutely no reason, no remorse, I just did it because I wanted to. You'd be a monster. But in this case, you thought this was, I mean, like I said, based on what you're telling me, I have to do this to keep my kids. You know, you said yourself, I'm driving to Florida and I'm thinking to myself, I have to kill these people.
yeah,
You know, I mean, you get a hammer, you laid and you waited for them. You know, you took them out. You knew when you had that opportunity, because you've got Nick at work, she's at the grocery store. You know there's going to be time in between each one, so you got one-on-one. You know, you take him out, you wait for her, she comes in, bam, you got her. Because what are you going to do? You can't go after all three of them at the same time, right? Because what's going to happen?
yeah, they're going to fight back. And then,
Exactly. So I mean, you saw the moment, you seized it. You know, so.
alright, for what it's worth, like I said, I did try to when I was on my way down there, my my intention was to kill them, and then I got there, and I didn't want to kill them, and I looked for every excuse and every opportunity, and I was so close.
Oh, so the date you left, was it the 22nd or the 23rd?
I believe the 22nd.
22nd, so it took you like what?
So it was like 12 in the afternoon when I finally met up with my friend up in Ohio.
On the
Christmas
24th?
Eve, yeah.
Okay, so you left on the 22nd about what time?
Oh, it was like first thing in the morning.
Before sun came up?
Okay, maybe not first thing. I want to say like
What was the
8
sun
to
over
10.
here?
No, it was
sun was up.
Yeah, it was like 8 to 10 in the morning.
Right. And I had something on that. I had something on the film.
Oh,
I totally forgot.
Jesus Christ. Before I forget, there's a ton of evidence in that car.
Okay, go ahead and write it. Right, you said there's a bunch of stuff in
Yeah,
the car.
I'm sorry.
And then you're talking about the car at the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Stuff that you took from the house.
Bag evidence, basically. Like a bloody pillow,
Okay.
all that type of stuff.
Okay.
Like all their paperwork and stuff like that.
Okay. While you're writing that, I'm gonna step up for just a quick second, okay?
Okay. I was going to ask where I was like, you're recording off your phone. I was like, recorder.
Yeah. Got my old man glasses, a little recorder. I'll be right back. I'll let you keep working on it. Right back.
Do you care if I go pee again real quick?
Yeah, definitely. Take another restroom break. I might have to take one here in a minute also.
Yeah, that Red Bull will go through your bladder when
Yeah.
it goes tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, actually, it dehydrates me. I need some water. All right, we're almost done, bud. You were starting on, you said there's evidence in the car?
I just put down the 2010 Elantra bag evidence. It was a bunch of, I can't even remember everything in the bags.
Do you remember anything that's in it?
I know there's like all their like paperwork type stuff, like
Paperwork from their house?
yeah,
Where did you get that from?
like in their rooms and everything.
In their room?
Yeah.
Did you go through all of it? I'm gonna imagine you went through everything. Right?
Yeah, this was at the point where I still planned on digging the hole and burying them right there. So this was when I'm like going through the house, backing everything up. I was going to put it in the car, and I was going to go dump it out, but I said, I don't know.
When, I don't know if I asked you this before, but so the plan is you're going to bury all three of them in this big hole, right? At what point do you say, actually, there's no way I can do this because Rich was so big?
Yeah, Rich was too heavy at that point.
Okay.
I feel like all the dead weight from being from decomposing silver in the early stages made him heavier. I could not even barely move him. I don't know how the hell you guys got him out there.
It took a lot.
I couldn't get him out there.
Yeah. So, so you just like kind of, if this isn't going to happen, I need to think of something else.
Yeah. And so I came up with a scheme where I was going to stay in Ohio for like a month or two and bulk up and wait for the bodies to decompose a little more, and pay their rent, and then come down, get them buried, trash the house, and then have to worry about